Okay, so this is a video from Browy Got This, and what caught my attention was the video title, and he was talking about it, and I was like, okay, you know, maybe I should go check it out and see what he's got to say, because the title of the video is, does ESO need a new reward structure? Here's my solutions. Okay, well, so I'm interested to see what solutions he's gonna offer. But yes, the answer is yes, ESO does need a new reward structure. I mean, I've been talking about this for so long, it feels like I'm like repeating myself. So, what do you guys think? Do you guys think ESO needs a new reward structure? I think so. Let's see what he's got to say about it, though.
Rewards for your efforts is something that isn't a new thing in life or gaming. In life, when you work hard, you want to be rewarded for that work that you put in. When it comes to
fuck no, I don't want to be rewarded for my hard work. I'm just kidding.
MMO games or games in general, oftentimes gamers feel the same way. If they have been grinding that activity or trying to reach a certain score or level in an MMO, they want to be rewarded for that effort. Today in this video, I want to talk about the reward structure in ESO and why I think
there is no reward structure in ESO.
I'm also going to propose my theoretical reward structure that I think ZeniMax could implement to make activities more rewarding for players of all levels. Real quick, thank you to my patrons and YouTube members. I'll have more on that at the end of the video. Last week we talked about how ZeniMax has recently made the month of April's login reward something that we haven't seen before. This month we are getting a mount, we are getting a house guest, tons of XP scrolls, and a lot more. This spawned the conversation of why doesn't ZOS do this more often? I went on to talk about how I think this needs to be a normal thing, but it shouldn't just stop right there. I bring up the quick notion that the reward structure in ESO needs serious work in that video, and there have been various other content creators that also feel the same way about ESO needing to be more rewarding at all levels. Something that really brought this to light was the account-wide achievements with Update 33. I personally love account-wide achievements, and I think that they are something that should have been in the game since day one. But other players don't like them at all because they feel like their achievements don't mean anything anymore and there's no reason to play other characters.
Okay. I kind of disagree with that stance of the players, but yeah, whatever. I get why they feel that, yeah.
I personally don't really get that because I don't really want to get any of the achievements in ESO on multiple characters ever.
Based! He's based! This guy's like, I don't feel that because it's fucking meaningless, dude. Like, get the fuck out of here.
I mean, that just sounds really terrible in my opinion, and just not fun,
based.
But I know some people like that, and I do understand their gripe. The reason however, they feel that way isn't just because of account-wide achievements, though. It's because of the ESO's reward structure. It's just not rewarding enough. There isn't enough visible achievements or earnable things that say, oh wow, look at what this person did in the game. Now, don't get me wrong, ESO has rewards. They have motifs, right? You see all these outfit styles right here. They have motifs.
Not exactly rewards, but okay, we'll go with that.
You know, housing, which you see here. They have titles, they have dies, right? They have all of this good stuff. If we look here at my character screen, you'll see that there are a ton of titles that I can click from. The thing is, motifs are visible, but you can buy these with gold. Like this motif right here, you can buy all of this with gold. You don't have to earn it or earn it from a drop. You can buy this with gold. Which lowers the value of someone that actually gets the lucky drop for them. Dies are really neat because those are earnable and by achievement, so I like that. So these dies are something that I actually did in the game to achieve this. Housing items, again.
Did you guys ever like look at dies and we're like, that's what I want? I think the only die I ever wanted to go for, like actively, was Legate's Black. And that's the dye color you get, one of the blackest blacks, right? You can get from ESO from doing PvP. You don't give a fuck about dyes? Actually, yes, several. Okay. My social gear really cared about dyes. I'm using like 10 dyes because all the others suck. Shrimp fly was cool. Okay. Fair enough. You look at dyes, think, fuck, I can't use that, and don't care anymore. 12 characters. No other guilds care about dyes. When dyes first came out, I was like, Pog, dude, I want all of these. Okay. The white one from PvP and divine gold from greener. Void pitch black is darker. Okay. Oh yeah, I mean, I'm just kind of gauging.
Can be earned, which is cool, but a lot of them are bought with gold or actual money in the crown store, which in my opinion is really annoying. And titles are things that really don't mean anything, because if you actually just remove your nameplates, you don't even see people's titles. So it's one of the most useless things, I think, in the game, because I never see people's titles a lot of times. Even if I don't have the nameplates active, I don't even bother like to read them. Don't even get me started.
I mean, it's all about self-worth too, right? Like how much you value that title once you get it. I don't know, man. People are so weird about titles and fucking like, you know what I mean? I want more tangible shit, like mounts, right? There's a reason why people want Godslayer. There's a reason why people kind of want Planesbreaker. Same thing for this new trial coming out, Red Sail Reef. They want the new Trifecta mount, right? But people act so weird with titles. It's kind of weird. Agree? Okay.
Mounts, because the mounts in the game are non-existent when it comes to earnable ones. Besides getting the event mounts and besides getting the antiquity ones.
I will agree though, titles are not exactly rewards to me. It's kind of like it's part of it, but it's not all of it.
Really no earnable mounts in the game. And this is where the problem really compounds itself with ESO, because ESO is a horizontal progression based game. What that means is you don't have any vertical progression essentially, because the item level is capped at CP 160. Everything that drops at that level is going to be at that level and after that level. No matter if you're 3000 CP, it's going to be CP 160. All of your progression is spread out on a horizontal plane. You have dungeons on there, housing, achievements, questing, overland content. It all lies on this horizontal plane because they are all at the same level of entry. Now, you could say that above that plane slightly, you have vet dungeons or vet DLC dungeons, and then above that plane slightly, you have vet trials. But that is the very top of the ceiling. There is nothing above vet trials, because when you complete vet trials, which a lot of people are not going.
Alright, I don't know about that one. Alright, there's something above veteran trials here. Okay. And what's above veteran trials is 1vxing people on the ESO forums and ESO Reddit. And maybe making YouTube videos for ESO. After that though, there's nothing more after that, you know. Honestly. Like, but there is something beyond veteran trials.
Going to be able to do. There is nothing vertical about the game. Why do I mention this? Well, in vertical progression,
why does he mention it?
Like most of them, the grind and the reward is getting that higher item drop or the better item roll. It pushes you to keep playing and grinding the game. But the things that those vertical games can have is in their horizontal aspects, for instance, WoW, they have tons upon tons of mounts and cosmetics to grind for on the horizontal plane that you can't buy. It gives players that want to stay on that horizontal plane something to do if they don't want to vertically progress. Same thing with Lost Ark. You could do all the Adventure Tome stuff in Lost Ark and earn mounts and cosmetics instead of vertically progressing your gear score. If you want to, you can do that. Same with RuneScape. You could get skilling capes, pets, and all types of cosmetics without getting to max level and doing raids in God Wars. ESO does not have this. The horizontal plane has most of the content in ESO.
Facts, true.
The content is a one and done type of content. There's no depth to the content on that horizontal plane. There's no reason for me to run pledges for the Undaunted, because most of the time I have every monster set that I need on my builds. There's no reason for me to go kill any world bosses or public dungeon bosses unless I wanted to collect all the armor and weapons of a zone, but most zones I don't want to do that. There's no reason for me to grind a specific dungeon when I don't need anything in it. It's getting to the point where there is really no reason for me to grind motifs, because you can just buy them with gold. That is a problem. So how do we...
Exactly. I mean, he's pretty much like hitting the nails on all their heads. I mean, this is the shit we've been talking about for like a billion years. And, I don't know, man. Like, what more can you say beyond this point? Raiders need more rewards, or not more. I mean, we all need a reward structure, but like, there's no reward structure. The fucking reward structure is, okay, do you have money? Do you have a job? Well, go buy the rewards in the Crown Store. Or here's a little bit that you kind of have to like fucking delude yourself into thinking they're rewards, like titles. You know what I mean? Like, I understood what people were coming from with the account achievements in regards to titles, because that's all you had, dude. But people weren't being mad about the fact that that's all they had. People were just mad about the fact they were losing it, which is kind of, you know, that's kind of fucking sad, in my opinion.
We fixed it.
And why is it that the rewards are so inconsistent across the board? And I think part of the reason why people don't fucking like the card game coming out, apart from the fact that, you know, people just don't like new shit sometimes, is this perception, right? Okay, imagine this shit. Imagine, like, let me try to explain why some people are upset, or why a lot of people are upset with just a card game, just without having played it, right? Imagine this: for the past 4, 5, 6, 7 years, you're a fucking PvEer or PvPer, or just a, you know, ESO, you know, veteran who's been around for a while. You've been asking for rewards all your fucking life in ESO, some sort of reward structure, and then before they do anything with trial leaderboards or arena leaderboards, really, or even PvP leaderboards, suddenly they're coming out with a new system where it's a card game that you're not even sure you're gonna like, and they're like they're pumping all the rewards and structures into that. It's kind of, yeah, it's kind of a slap in the face, and you know, that's why some people are upset. Does that make sense? I don't know. It's like, it just needs a reward structure across the board. How to fix it? Okay, how do we fix this?
ZeniMax needs to restructure the rewards, and here's how I think they can do it. First off, leveling in this game doesn't really hold any weight. Yeah, you want to be CP 160,
okay.
You want to get to the gear cap, and you want to be above 300 CP to do harder content, but once you hit above 500 to 600 CP really starts to not matter, because in the grand scheme of things, you're going to be able to get to 1800 CP, which is essentially where you can get every single CP star eventually, and then after that, you have another 1800 CP that really mean nothing, because the CP cap is 3600. Why doesn't DOS give weight to actual leveling? So starting off, to kind of restructure the leveling...
Let me explain why they don't do that. The reason why they don't want to do that is because motherfuckers will complain about that shit. You know what I mean? Like, oh my god, I have to grind to... I mean, okay, like, when they uncap CP, do you know how much shit I saw from so many players about that shit? You know? And you know, they were like, oh my god, this is gonna turn off new players, because if I tell them that level cap is 3600, they're not gonna play anymore. I don't know, man. People just fucking complain, so I don't know where to go at this point in regards to a leveling kind of progression system. I think the current system is fine enough. I don't know how this plays into rewards though.
Rewards. So why don't, starting out, you get a mount, then at level 20...
Okay, so he's bringing this in because he wants to give more rewards at more levels. Okay, let's keep going.
You get another mount of your choice. At level 50, you get an even cooler mount for reaching level 50. And at CP 160, you get a mount that has color hue that represents the champion point trees. Okay, you can pick one of them.
Sure.
Then, at every 100 CP levels, you get yellow upgrade mats of your choice for crafting, and you get a currency called Constellation Dust. This Constellation Dust can be used at the champion point vendor in different cities. I'll get to that more in a few minutes here, but every 500 CP levels after that, you get a consumable item that is called the Aura of Constellation. This is something that can be used on armor or weapons to give it a starry constellation effect. Every 1000 CP levels, you can get a skin that is a constellation looking effect. And each of those can be 3 colors of the champion points.
All right, I can see where he's going with this.
The green and the red. So you have, you know, like the warfare, the fitness, and the craft, right? Then every 1200 CP levels, so that's a third each time, you get a mount that is a constellation of colors of each champion point tree. So a green one, a blue one, and a red one. At max CP, you get a grand mount that is a mix of the colors that have the Apex Radiant animations. But what this structure does...
Okay, so I have a question. Like, I just want to gauge again your like thoughts on this, chat. What do you think? What's your thoughts on this? Like, do you guys think this is okay? Like this reward structure for just CP. He's just talking about CP, like levels and shit. I'm actually kind of curious. Overall, sounds good. You think it's bullshit? Why? Well, we saw in the crown store then. Okay, well that has nothing to do with it. It's okay. He's literally just throwing stuff out. The idea is great. Rewards for CP, sure, good idea. Okay. So, okay. I like that he's offering a solution, yeah. But the sentiment is right. Okay. I feel like, yeah, when we think about rewards, I think it's something a little complicated too, because these things, I'm like, here's my perspective on this, right? My perspective on this is, a lot of these are like a one-time thing. So the problem with trials and dungeons and stuff like that right now is that they're pretty much a one-time thing, especially after account-wide achievements. Like, you get the title, you get the skin, you get the gear, you're pretty much done. There's no real incentive after that, apart from what we can make for ourselves, you know, like a communal purpose or some sort of like more abstract purpose like score pushing, right? So I feel like these are like kind of in that same vein, like it's just one-time shit. But I can see why he's saying this, because it motivates people to keep playing or keep grinding. I don't know.
You get a grand mount. That is a mix of the colors that have the Apex Radiant animations. But what this structure does for leveling is it allows you to gain rewards and have a reason to level.
Okay.
Now, beyond CP 3600, you can earn rewards like the Constellation Dust and Resource Mats, but it won't just show up on your level in the game. It's just kind of like something you can continually grind for, kind of like...
Damn, that's a lot of XP though. You keep getting, like, okay, yeah, okay, that's fine.
Levels,
so now he's trying to tackle that issue of, like, it's a one-time thing to, like, oh, it's a perennial thing. So I like that. I like that.
Levels in Destiny. So you can keep grinding for more mats, for more dust, but what the dust is used for is at the vendor I was speaking of. This vendor could have various cosmetic items that you can spend your dust on. Those could be housing items, those could be mounts, those could be resources, those could be skins, all types of different things, but it rewards you
like
for
materials.
grinding levels. If you just want to grind levels, you can get cool things with it. It brings value to leveling. Next, I've already talked about this in my Overland Zone vendor video that I'll have linked in the description. So I'll have that there for you if you want to watch it. But to make Overland horizontal content more appealing to grind and deeper, you could make an instance-based Overland experience that would allow players to opt into a new Game Plus mode or a veteran mode once they've completed the normal one. So for instance, if I go to Somerset and I've completed everything in Somerset, all the quests, I can activate the veteran mode and I can do this on veteran, and it's harder.
So there's an article, a very recent article, by a very based reporter in my opinion, and he asked all these questions to Rich, I think the day before the chapter preview event, on yesterday basically, or like a couple days ago. I don't think they have any intentions of doing like a harder overland, or at least like some sort of toggleable over. I mean, that sounds so complicated, man. I don't even know what. But yeah, let's see where this goes in terms of rewards.
What that allows you to do is, anytime a player completes an Overland activity in that mode, you can have the activity drop Overland Zone tokens. These tokens are specific to each zone, and each zone has its own vendor. These vendors sell cosmetic items as well that allow it to be shown to other players. This will allow players the ability to continually grind Overland content for more cosmetic items and give them a reason to do that. The next reward structure that we could overhaul is the achievements.
Okay,
So for people to actually feel like they have earned something, because achievement points really have no value in this game, you can't use them for anything.
Yeah, pretty much.
Why don't we have more visible cosmetics tied to just random achievements? I know that there are skins for very difficult achievements in this game and very few mounts as well, but I always give this example.
Very few mounts, there's only like 2 mounts. I appreciate his optimism, but it's like 2 mounts, dude. I wish it was a few mounts. That's at least 3 mounts. Oh man.
1,000 skeletons are undead. Why don't you just give us an undead mount or a follower or a pet that's undead themed? That way people know, like, hey, this is something that they earned. They didn't buy this. This could span into many different things, by the way, but it's just a quick example. Also, along the lines of achievements, for those players that don't feel value in achievements now, why not make an achievement point vendor? So you unlock certain items that you can get from the vendor when your account hits certain achievement point thresholds. So like if you do all the veteran dungeon achievements, you get a ridiculously cool thing for that, right? If you do all the achievements, you get some insane rewards for that, right?
Like
this
what?
Brings value to doing achievements on all your characters to try to get all the achievement points that you possibly can. These are sort of like the Ignia tokens in Lost Ark, because
I use it every now though.
That would bring some value to people that want to do achievement point grinding. Now, moving on to the random drops. I think that these need to be revamped. So this could be anything from dungeon bosses to world bosses to dolmens. Why not have a random drop chance to get a rare mount from each dungeon boss themed to the dungeon? I don't know what the drop chance should be, but you know that I would grind that dungeon if there was a rare chance for that.
What do you guys think about that? A rare drop from dungeons that could be mounts. I actually like the idea of the achievement vendor or like the achievement points. I think that's pretty cool. I think that would definitely like encourage people to actually do the achievements. That guy really wants mounts. Okay, so here, I think part of the reason why he's bringing up mounts is because, I mean, MMOs have a very heavy mount culture, right? WoW, Final Fantasy, even Lost Ark, right? So it's like, yeah, I can see why he's bringing up. It doesn't have to be mounts, but it has to be something like you can, be proud of or obtain or shit like that. Something you feel is prestigious for what you did, or you know what I mean. So it doesn't have to be mounts, but I see where he's coming from, right? Mounts everywhere. I'm here for that. Exchange an achievement for a mount, but lose the achievement, bruh. Andy, I don't know about that one. It'd be cooler if there weren't 10 mount models. I don't care about drops from dungeons besides what we have already, sets and style pages. Something to flex for sure. Okay. I don't know, dude. Like, I think, you know what they did for VA's Harmor, right? I mean, something like that. Like a rare fucking polymorph that drops from each dungeon. I think people would definitely do more of those, right? I mean, you need... The reason why incentive is so important is because, well, like you said earlier, there's a stopping point. There's nothing beyond that stopping point to keep doing the content. And if you're not doing the content, well, how are... it just kind of feeds into this whole thing, like, how do players bridge the gap between themselves and the older players? There's so much shit going on here in the background. And I think that's part of why he brought up overlaying content. Not because it's easy or anything like that, but because I think he's also realized too, like some of us, you need a way for the social aspect of the game to be addressed, where if you don't need help, why do you need to engage with people? And that kind of leads into more things. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I like that, honestly. Like, I like the achievement idea. I like the fucking rare RNG drop idea.
And maybe there's a weekly limit to how many times you can do that dungeon each week, or that mount drop on each character. I'm not really sure the exact parameters behind it, but ESO needs more randomized drops from bosses and content that cannot be sold or bought, because that
can't be sold or bought. So that's another thing I'm not sure on yet. Like, if I agree or disagree with that. So, wouldn't more people do it if you could sell it? You know what I mean? Remember VHRC Strange when, fucking PvPers were doing trials for the gold jewelry they could sell? Like the sun jewelry. I don't know, man. I think there's a balance here, right? You don't want to force people to feel like they need to do it, right? Like, what if you don't want to do dungeons? What if your whole, like, life's purpose is to just make gold on the traders? So I respect that boundary. I respect that person's desire to do that without doing anything else. That's fine. I don't care what you do. But I don't think you should try to make it so people are, like, feel like they're forced to do it. They want to do it. It's a really, really, really thin line here, right? Between like making people like feel like they should do it and making people feel like they want to try doing it. I don't know. It's very hard. It's very hard, I think.
Value and prestige of actually getting the item. Can you imagine someone just getting lucky, or even someone grinding their butt off in a dungeon for it?
I think it's something we can look at for sure.
Rare mount that they finally get, and people are like, "Oh, that's so sick! Where did you get that from?" And they tell them the dungeon that they got it from, and then those people go and farm and grind that dungeon. That gets.
You know what's fucked up? Whenever I'm riding around on like the God Slayer mount or the Planesbreaker mount, I do get whispers from people, like asking me, "Where did you get that?" And I tell them, "Okay," and I link the achievement or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, I'll never get that." So that's kind of fucked up to me. I know that that person can definitely get it if they have enough time, but what you know what I mean? Like, this is what I mean. There's no fucking reward structure. Everybody at every level should be able to get something for that level, but there isn't anything like that. Is my point. I think that's Bra's point here as well.
excited. It gives you a reason to go back and do the dungeons and the content in the game because there's something tied to that is rewarding. And the cool thing about ESO is the fact that it is horizontal progression based. Those things are always going to be somewhat of a challenge because they're going to be scaled to your level. That's why I think ESO is really dropping the ball with these rewards. Some other examples of things you can do cosmetically could be player auras, player orbs, like the
player
sanctuary
anything,
and
aesthetics,
item effects.
anything.
You could earn weapon augmentations. You could earn skins for
let me draw
pets,
a dick of my
different
fucking
effects
character's
for abilities
fucking
that
face
are
or
like
something.
recolors. You can earn different wayshrine teleport animations. You could earn trims for your armor, etc. Now, for the questers out there, you could earn different quest points like in RuneScape, where those quest points would unlock certain cosmetics at a quest vendor. So if your goal is to complete every quest in the game, you'll get some ridiculous reward for that, and it gives you reason to grind every quest out. And with these thresholds, just like the champion points, you could have every fixed number of quest points that you get in game give you items, cosmetics like skins, mounts, house possibly, even auras, maybe some crafting items. This allows those players that want to do casual playthroughs something to grind for as well, or just someone starting out. So like if someone finishes their whole Aradon questline zone, they get something for it, right? Like they get some cool
then they want to keep going,
now,
right?
I know that there are some quest rewards in the game, but I think we should add some more to the game to make it even more appealing to casual players as well.
You need to add everything to every level. This isn't a matter of, okay, only these players should get it. This is a matter of everybody should be able to get something for that tier or level or activity they're doing, which, you know, I mean, there's no fucking structure.
Now, for the competitive players out there, or the hardcore players, maybe adding some more rewards to like the leaderboards for like, you know, PvP or trials or battlegrounds or something like that, right? Like that would be cool because you could get like in Lost Ark, there are some really cool PvP ones where you have like ranked divisions and they give you a mount and like some other really cool cosmetics if you end up in that division at the end of the season. I think that would be really neat for like the competitive or hardcore players to give them a reason to keep playing and grinding. And then just having an endless horde mode in ESO, I think, is something that the game needs. Just crushing your enemies endlessly for currencies, maybe to spend.
You see thing like Chaos Dungeon from Lost Ark or something?
In certain vendors to give you cosmetics, to make your gear better. Anything like that I think would be really helpful for improving longevity of the game and replayability of ESO. But like I said, if you want to watch my overlaying content video, it'll be up here in the cards. I kind of go in depth on that, but I'd love to hear your comments below on what you think about this system and what you think about my reward structure. Let me know what you think, and you can check out any other guides here in the cards as well. And thank you again to my patrons, YouTube members. Check out my Twitch stream Tuesday through Friday. You can check out our website, BravoGuys.com, and our Discord is down below. All of that is in the description. But again, y'all, thank you again for watching. Remember to have faith, be great, and I'll see you on ESO.
Okay. Any final thoughts? I agree with him. I like the video. Fuck yeah, I like this video. I agree with him. I like this. I like a lot of the ideas he offered. Now, well, now the problem is, will Zos do that? you know what I mean? Share the video, ring the bell. Okay, buddy. You know what I mean? I understand his idea, but Zos will never do it. Why do you think Zos will never do it?